What's up guys, ZRUS here, and today I'm going to go over a little bit about what I have in my everyday carry bag. And I live in a, I guess you can consider a city, heavily populated. So this would be considered an urban style everyday carry. And if you're trying to look for ideas on how to put a bag together, I think this could apply to the vast majority of people who are actually trying to put together an EDC bag. I'll go over some of the things that I have in here, why I feel they're important, and what, some tips and advice from someone who's been doing it for a while. When it comes down to your bag, it should be a well thought out decision. This is a Maxpedition brand. I think it's called a Fat Boy or something like that. And this is small in terms of what people usually pack. And it's small for a reason. When it comes to EDC, you don't want to have a giant duffel bag. I mean, everything you put in that giant duffel bag is probably going to be something that you really want to have. However, it could discourage you from wanting to carry your EDC bag every single day, considering how big it is. Now, when I say carry, I mean this is going to go with you in your car, and it's typically going to be something that's going to stay in your car or go from your car to your house. And again, if it's something you have that's huge, some days you're not going to want to pick it up. Having something small like this is going to be really, really easy just to decide, well, I guess I'll grab it. So, that being said, I'll get started on what type of bag you want to have. When it comes to picking your bag, you don't want to go cheap. If you do, you can have it blow out on you when you need it the most. Over time, from carrying it back and forth to the car, it'll wear down. So make sure you pick a good brand. And again, Maxpedition, you really can't go wrong. So getting started right away, one of the most important things that I feel should be in everybody's bag for your EDC is water. Water. And why I say water is because how many times throughout the day have you said, boy, I'm thirsty, wish I had some water. Water. Water, 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 water. You can never go wrong with packing water in your bag. Now, it does weigh your bag down substantially, but water is essential for life. I carry 2 bottles. I have a family of 4, so I figure I can either ration it out or it'd just be good to have. So you can't go wrong with having water. You can only go 3 days without water. Water, water, water. Can't stress that enough. The second thing I feel is pretty important is something to snack on. How many times throughout the day have you said, boy, I'm hungry? Well, you'll always have something to eat in there. And you can't go wrong with beef jerky. It's got plenty of iron, protein, and everything you need in the daily situation to give you a little more energy. So, something to eat, something to drink. Can't go wrong with those 2 products. You can store these for a long period of time before you have to replace them. And speaking of energy, this may be a little too much energy, but you can ration it out. This would give you some more energy, but just make sure you eat something with it. What else do I have in here? Well, more snacks because it never hurts. Peanuts. Can't go wrong with peanuts. Another thing I feel is very important and everybody should probably have is what's tied to your face and what you use throughout the day. Pretty much everybody in the world now, unless you're a tribe located somewhere that hasn't been in contact with human contact. This is a emergency light / generator. Electric generator, and basically it just works by winding it up, and you can hear the motor in there. And what this is for, this is actually a light, and it also has a USB charger in there. And so everybody that has a cell phone at one point in time has had their battery die. What do you need in an urban EDC? It's a way to charge your cell phone. Plug it right in, charge it up. You can sit there and use your cell phone or charge the battery on your cell phone. Plus, you have light. You can find these all over the place, but it's a very, very good item to have. And it doesn't take up much room. So either this or a backup battery for your cell phone. Another very important item I think you should definitely have in there is, when it comes to medical, some kind of pain reliever. Some kind of pain reliever, don't matter what it is, just something that will alleviate pain. How many times have you said, man, I got a headache, I wish I had some Advil, aspirin, something, Tylenol. So carry at least something. And again, these can all be applied in any kind of situation, whether it be a major disaster, car broke down, you're stranded out somewhere, something. This all can be utilized, no problem, and you will utilize it when it comes to that kind of situation. I think that's all I have in the main compartment. Moving right along to some of the necessities is also light. I mean, how many times have you said, boy, I wish I had a light? So you can never go wrong with having a flashlight and a backup flashlight. These are just little doodads that will provide light, considering I already have a main flashlight. So having light is another big necessity. Another thing is, this is getting a little more, to my, what I want to have is personal protective equipment, leather gloves. If it comes to grabbing something hot, leather gloves are always a big plus. Something sharp, leather gloves. Personal protective equipment, some kind of glove wear. So I got those. When it comes to medical, again, alcohol. This is just a little bottle of rubbing alcohol, 90%, and A, it's flammable, so you can make a little fire with it if you need to. B, you can sanitize pretty much anything with this. It kills a lot of germs. Alcohol. Cutting. Something to cut something. How many times throughout the day have you needed to cut something? Whether it's a rope, anything, snag, something to cut. Just, you cannot go wrong with having a blade. Plus, this is also a form of defense, self-defense. So some kind of blade. And it doesn't have to be a huge pig sticker like this one is right here, but just something to cut. So that's that. Also, means of making fire. If you're in a situation where you're stranded and you're just not going to be able to get home for a while, you're way out there, you're going to need fire. And you notice this one is still left in the package. Well, keep the water off of it. Getting more serious about fire, this is in the event that everything is soaked, the lighter doesn't work, which does happen. You'll have a way to make fire. This is a fire striker with magnesium. Let's see here. Some kind of a tool, multi-tool, anything. Buy anything, any kind of cheap multi-tool. This is just a Leatherman, and what you're looking for on there is something with pliers, because you can always use pliers. And then any multi-tool, every single multi-tool is going to come with a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver on it. And that's really all you need when it comes to basic tools. The rest of this stuff is just a plus to have. So any kind of multi-tool will suffice. Don't worry about quality. It's not like you're going to be repairing or overhauling, a vehicle. This is just something to have some kind of tool to be able to use. So I wouldn't go extremely too cheap, but it shouldn't matter too much. It's just going to be something you're going to throw in your bag and have there. But you definitely cannot go wrong with a Leatherman. So, some kind of tooling. A pen, of course. There's always a need to write something down. Not everybody has the memory of a computer database. So, something to write something down. This is just another, just paracord on another fire striker. That's just preference. I've obviously decorated my bag. I got the 1776 United logo on there, removed before flight. I work in aviation, so it's kind of a must to have that little deal. Something that a lot of people usually don't announce is zip ties. Zip ties, zip ties, zip ties. I can't tell you how many times I've needed a zip tie. For any kind of situation. Say your bumper's fallen off, zip tie. Your arm is falling off, zip tie. Someone has a gaping wound to the point where you need to stop the bleeding, cut off circulation, zip tie. Zip ties can be applied in almost any situation. Zip tie, zip tie, zip tie. There's actually a whole website dedicated for the multi-uses of a zip tie. You need to handcuff somebody, zip tie. You need to fix something really easily just to hold it up, zip tie. Zip ties. Tape. Can't go wrong with having tape. Tape, tape, tape. Very lightweight, easy to store, tape. Tapes and zip tie. Or zip ties and tape. So, you might say that's preference, but zip ties, man. Trust me. This should vary depending on weather, and I just have this in here for demonstrational purposes. It's summertime right now, but if it was winter, you would need something like this. Throw it in your pockets. You're going on your car. Like I said, your car broke down. This is everyday stuff, and you have to make a jog. Hand warmers, man. Getting on down. This is my preference, but binoculars. If you have a small set of binoculars, I mean, how often have you had to squint and say, "What the hell is that up there?" Binoculars. You know, if you wanna scope out a situation of what's going on way out somewhere, binoculars. You can't go wrong with having them. That's preference, but it's a good deal to have. A handkerchief, some kind of you know, you can use this in any situation. The handkerchief has been the original tactical loadout right here. You can never go wrong with having a handkerchief in your bag. This can be used to block out dust. This can be used to hold up hair. This can be used to cut off circulation to a massive wound. This can be used for various different things. Tying something back together, holding parts together. You can use this for anything. Your head falls off, handkerchief. You can tie it back on. This is just preference, but these are lightweight and don't take up any room at all. Earplugs. Some kind of paracord, some kind of lashing, something to be able to tie something together, whether it be handkerchief or zip ties or paracord bracelets. These have a plus with them, which is a whistle. And then again, this is preference, but I feel it's necessary. In an everyday carry situation, you want to have your everyday carry. Now mine is the Makarov and yours will vary. But some kind of form of self-defense. You can use this for hunting if you needed, if you necessarily needed to. You're not, you know, this is just one of those deals where this again is preference, but when it comes down to it, you're going to want to have something to protect yourself, especially if you're way out in the wilderness or a questionable area of town. Hey, we've all been there. But a means of self-defense. And then if you wanted to, of course, stack up on a means of self-defense. You want to have at least 2 mags. I have 3. I actually have, and again, this is preference, I have another 50 rounds ready. So, this has been my little presentation of things that are necessary. And you can see there's really not that much. Some of it is preference, but very little of it is preference. All of this stuff right here, you will use in a situation when you need it. Water, food, you know, just some kind of cloth, any kind of cloth. Cutting utensils, tools, the energy deal, this is not a necessity, this is a preference, but it's always good to have. They don't take up much space. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it you know, helps out somebody who's looking to build a bag, and you can see just how much all of this stuff will come into play. I feel this all in an everyday situation is complete necessity. You can look back on anywhere throughout your day and say, boy, I wish I would have had any one of these given deals. So, that being said, like I said, I hope this helped you guys out. If you got any questions, feel free to comment. If this helped you out at all, feel free to hit the like button, and I will talk to you guys next time.